Welcome back to Saturday in America. I'm Kaylee McEnany, and we have a lot to get to this hour. In just moments, we will speak to Border Patrol Chief Michael Banks about the growing threat federal officials are facing as they work to detain illegal immigrants and keep our country safe. Also this hour, we'll hear from HUD Secretary Scott Turner on President Trump's plan to make housing more affordable. And from New Jersey, Republican Congressman Jeff Van Drew, he used to be a Democrat, his message for those in his party ahead of next year's midterms. But first, a very disturbing story out of Virginia. Documents revealing that an assistant high school principal and brother allegedly planned violent attacks against ICE agents. An educator was planning this attack to hurt federal agents who are doing their job. He was teaching your children. Mark Bennett, pictured here, and his brother John, who is the assistant principal of Kempsville High School in Virginia Beach. Mark Bennett, they were both arrested after an off-duty Norfolk Police Department officer overheard them at a Virginia Beach restaurant discussing the alleged threats. Mark allegedly planned to fly to Las Vegas, where he'd meet with, quote, like-minded individuals and come back with enforcement ideas and plans. And his brother, who is responsible for high school students, appeared to be on board with all this. This comes after DHS says envelopes containing suspicious white powder were mailed to two Texas ICE officers, one of which was the facility in Dallas, Texas, where that September terror attack took place, as well as a bomb threat in August. All of this as DHS reveals that vehicle rammings and attacks are surging against federal immigration agents. Look at this. They are up 1,300% for ICE agents, 58% for Custom and Border Patrol agents. These attacks highlighting the increasing dangers these brave men and women face every day as they are just trying to keep our country safe. Let's bring in Border Patrol Chief Michael Banks. Chief Banks, you lead Custom Border Patrol, CBP, and we've seen these attacks. We're looking at them here, and they've increased by nearly 50%. How are your officers doing? How are you keeping them safe?
So we're just having to be hyper vigilant, and so what we're trying to do is get our messaging out there to explain to individuals that if they attack a Border Patrol agent or an ICE agent, they're going to be in violation of 8 U.S.C. 111, and that we're going to prosecute to the fullest extent. But what we need help in is getting these Democratic leaders, the left-leaning media, to actually start reporting the truth and stop putting misinformation out, such as accusing ICE and Border Patrol agents of kidnapping, disappearing, or deporting U.S. citizens. Those are just blatant lies. And what they're doing is they're empowering the constituents to believe that interfering with us in some way is righteous. It's not. It's a violation of law. They're putting their constituents in danger by having them do that, because we're an extremely well-trained law enforcement agency, one of the best in the country, and we are not going to tolerate anyone attacking Border Patrol agents or ICE agents. And they will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Yeah, I'm really worried for you guys. I mean, the attack in Dallas, and then we learn about a principal plotting an attack to go out to Las Vegas and kill ICE agents. It's incomprehensible. The white powder, I mean, you are in our prayers, and all of your officials are as well. I do want to get to this. So this was Tom Homan, and he said these are the next plans of ICE, and I know you're a partner and that you're with CBP. Let's listen to Tom Homan.
I plan on being in New York City in the near future. We're going to do operations in New York City. We know in New York City, me and Mayor Adams at one point had an agreement to let ICE into Rikers Island so we can arrest the public safety threats and the safety and security of that facility, but the city council shut it down. So we're going to be coming to New York City. We're already there now. I mean, teams are there now. But we will increase the enforcement presence in New York City, again, because they're a sanctuary city, and we know we have an issue there with public safety threats hitting the street every day.
So will CBP also be in New York City?
Yes, ma'am. We are the United States Border Patrol. Our job and our oath does not stop at the United States border. We will go anywhere in the United States we need to assist our partners in apprehending anyone that's in this country illegally. One of the things I want to point out that Borders Our Home has said was when he talks about sanctuary cities, these are sanctuary cities against those that are in this country illegally and have continued to commit criminal acts. You know who doesn't have sanctuary in these sanctuary cities? Law-abiding citizens that belong in that community, because they're having to deal with being victims of these criminal acts on a daily basis. And if you want to see the safety threats go down in your community, allow us to go in there and work with you to remove these safety threats. One of the easiest ways for us to perform these arrests without having any increased danger to the community is when you have someone in custody, that you know has committed a crime, much like we saw in Chicago and in Charlotte, where individuals that had been convicted of murder were released. They disregarded detainers by us. We could have simply picked these people up before they were released from custody and had them removed from this country. But now we must go out onto the streets and effect these arrests. And anytime you have to make an arrest on the street, it increases the risk of danger for our agents, and it also increases the risk of the danger to the community. So if these politicians care about their people, what they need to be doing is focusing on how to make their community more safe, not allowing criminals to run free, and definitely not empowering people to try to go up against law enforcement and impede us from doing our jobs.
So I want to put up exactly what your work has accomplished. Over a 6-month period, you have zero illegal immigrants, I should say, released into the country. And then look at this. I was stunned by this. Biden versus Trump, 92%. You've seen encounters nationwide go down with illegal immigrants. 95% is the apprehensions at the southern border, how much they've decreased by. This is the good work you're doing. And last week, we covered a heartbreaking story. There were 450,000 children placed with unvetted sponsors. The Trump administration has made contact with about 25,000 of those. A one-year-old girl crossed the border for 11 years, was in this country and abused. And this is the horrific story of unaccompanied minors at the border. I care deeply about them, and I'm curious if, with this huge progress we've seen, you've seen a reduction in unaccompanied minors at the border.
We've seen a huge reduction in unaccompanied minors. You know, under the prior administration, there were days where we had 14,000. Imagine that, 14,000 people crossing into this country illegally. Thousands of getaways in a single day. We're averaging about 140 people attempting to come into this country across the entire border. And it's simply because we're enforcing the law and imposing a consequence for illegal activity. Not a single law has changed, and so we've just allowed the Border Patrol agents. And I want to let you know, the United States Border Patrol has always said, we know how to secure the border, we just need an administration to support us. And with a president like President Trump and a secretary like Secretary Noem, they have supported us. They come to us and ask us, what do we need to be more effective? What do we need to be safer? And they provide those resources to us. And so we are proving 95% decrease, 140 people crossing the border in a given day and being apprehended. You're absolutely right. We have released zero illegal immigrants from our custody in 6 months, and we don't plan on changing that. And so the men and women of the Border Patrol know what to do. We just had to be allowed to do it, which is simply enforce the law.
No doubt. And you need to not be demonized, because we remember the Biden administration accusing CBP officials of whipping migrants. That never happened. But the cleanup afterwards doesn't negate the damage that has been done. Michael Banks, thank you so much.
Hey, it's Will Kane. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Kane podcast for full episodes right now.